Marriage is incredible. The Bible says in Genesis 2:24 that a man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. I love this concept about marriage. One flesh means that our own bodies are completely whole, impossible to divide. In the same way, this is what God intended with the marriage relationship. From this day on, the two of you will become one in the marriage relationship. This is marriage, serving the other as you do yourself. Ephesians 5:28-30 says this, "Even so, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no man ever hates his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it as Christ does the church." Omar, continue to nourish and cherish Jen. Continue to put her needs ahead of your own. Continue feeding the cat, dogs, chickens, and ducks, as you already do, without her asking, because she told me this makes her feel loved. Great job, Jen. As many of you know, Jen and Omar met 7 years ago while they were on a Mediterranean cruise with their mothers. I mean, this is a love story. You can see they were meant to be. They both embarked on a world cruise with their awesome moms. I mean, that says a lot. That is just awesome. Before they even knew each other on this cruise, they had to pick itineraries of what they were going to do on all these cities and whatnot. And lo and behold, they picked the same itineraries without even knowing each other. Jen said that they had locked eyes on the first day before they even got on the boat, and she was immediately attracted to him. I can completely see why. I've been telling them.
Yes, that's it.
I completely, it's just, yes. If anybody knows me and Omar. That evening, Jen walked around the boat, hoping to run into Romeo here, but her efforts eluded her. The next day, however, though, she ducked out of the rain and onto the bus that would transport them all to Monaco. There he was, the bronze half-Latino stallion. Was there. Their eyes met again. And did Omar, this is the second time their eyes met, did he strike?
No.
Everybody thank Lisa. Right here. The reason we're here today. I tell you what, she initiated the first conversation, and according to Jen, after that, they were inseparable. They traveled, the cruise. I mean, just, it's what an awesome story. They have shared a love for traveling, camping, and exploring new places since the day they met. Together, they have traveled to Iceland, South Africa, Kenya, Belize, Cozumel, Grand Cayman, Cancun, and over 25 states in the U.S. I wish I could name them all because it looks cool, but it'd take too long. And today, they're about to embark on a new adventure, their greatest adventure yet, together in marriage. Omar and Jen love camping, and Eric and I, party boy, memory, Hans, Animal, Striker, and Paige. We love camping with them as well. We always do. We had planned a trip to go to Yosemite, but due to high winds, knocked everything over. We got moved to Big Sur. Unbeknownst to all of us, Omar was going to pop the big question. He was cool as cucumber, never even suspected it. He was never nervous, and I love this part of the story. We were able to witness the unfathomable keep happening to Omar on this trip. It was insane. I witnessed Omar and Jen laughing and smiling and joyfully conquering each problem together, and there was many. A prelude to this day and a foreshadow that they are meant to be, that they are the perfect team to conquer, travel, and explore life together. So we got a text from Omar. We're all giddily driving. We all woke up at 3 in the morning going to Big Sur. His transmission blew, and immediately like, oh, he's going to go home. He's going to get towed. That's what most people would do. Nope. Omar. He already had a tranny shop in mind. He said, they're going to fix it. Not that kind of tranny, but I guess it goes hand in hand. So take it as you will. But he found a tranny shop, and they're going to fix it like in that hour. They hung out, and he was going to be there that night. We were pumped. Trip was still going to go as planned. So late that night, it was cold, dark, rainy, wet. I've never seen that much mud. We were all cozy in our trailers. I think Jeff and Paige were supposed to be in their trailer, but they were in the back of ours waiting. And we hear Omar pull up. It's like, yes! This is the best part.
Take a deep breath.
Omar had the only pull-through campsite in the whole camp. So a piece of cake. He should just pull in and they'd be there, right? So what seemed like hours of Omar driving, and then all of a sudden it got quiet. He drove away. And then he'd back up and drive again. We heard noise, probably waking up all the other campers, and then silence, he'd drive again, because To get back to our camp, you had to go through the whole campsite. He kept doing this loopy-loop thing. Erica was nudging me, go help him. And I'm like, it's muddy, it's cold out there. He's all I gotta do is pull in. I don't know what he's doing. I'm waiting for Jeff and Kevin to get up. I don't think they did. Maybe Jeff did. We hear him again, backing up. Maybe he's got it this time, and then crunch. Backed into a down tree. But then he stopped. So we figured, he's all good. We'll see him in the morning. We had great laughs. Once he realized all he had to do was pull in instead of all these back things. But Omar and Jen, nothing but positivity, happiness, and laughter. They didn't let it get to him at all on that trip. The next day, they pushed their bed up into the ceiling of the trailer to get it out of the way. Little did anyone know there's an overhead light on, and it gets really, really hot. I would have had no idea. My 6-year-old comes running over who loves firefighters and fire, says, fire, fire, fire! And we run over there, and Omar's trailer caught on fire from the heat of the light. Melted pillows, blankets, everything. Omar, again, I kid you not. I mean, this is just, I'm a type A. I would have been freaking out, been mean, and he put it out and laughed. We were making fun of him, and he was just laughing, and Jen and him never upset, never mad, happily enjoying the trip. I mean, it was amazing. It became a running joke for the weekend. What next? We were on a hike, and I noticed Omar had to relieve himself, and literally there's poison oak everywhere. And he was, I mean, of course, I pounced on the opportunity that Omar was going to get a very, very, very big rash, and I didn't let him know that, and he just laughed and smiled. But all these little misfortunes, the positivity Omar and Jen had allowed us to just laugh and joke, especially as we waited for Omar's rash to appear, which never did, unfortunately. I was really bummed. I really wanted that one back. And sure enough, as we left to go home, trip was over. It was a great, amazing trip up in Big Sur. We were going home. They were going off to the Redwoods. Pulled over on the side of the road, we get the text from Jen. A picture, changing the tire that had tree shrapnel in it from backing into the leaking air. Omar changing a tire on the side of the road. We all had another great laugh and chuckle. But they still didn't let it get it down. They were still laughing and having a great time, because that's what trips are, that's what traveling is. It's dealing with adversity, and that's what they do best together. They're proving it. Omar and Jen proved by their actions the meaning of oneness. They didn't get mad, they didn't lash out at each other over these small hiccups. They pulled together as one. They laughed and enjoyed what they love together most, and that's traveling, and we've seen it time and time again. I love these two. And shortly thereafter, in the heart of the Redwoods, walking the dogs, wouldn't be any other way, they had to find a trail with only dogs, because animals. Omar got down on one knee, and in their camo Carhartt overalls and jackets, Jen said, I do. Yeah. And thank you, Jen. Omar's first time in Carhartt, and he killed it. I mean, he was like a new man. I don't know if it's Carhartt, but like I've seen him camp. He was just like, he was the man. You're on your own on Hans Cotton now, Jen. Everybody's switching. Here we are today, guys, celebrating this incredible union of the marriage of Jen and Omar. Omar and Jen have each prepared their own vows that they would like to share with each other and all of you now. Omar, do you have your vows?
Mine's just numbers, so bear with me.
Watch out.
Jen, I know our relationship is not perfect, but I know you're perfect for me. I promise to take care of you and all the animals that you bring to our little farm that we have. I promise to take care of you in sickness and health, in richer and poorer. I promise to be the best husband that I can be for you. And I promise to do whatever it is to make you happy throughout my life. And I'll give back.
Jen, your vows?
Jen's is like 6 paragraphs.
Omar, I knew that my first trip overseas was going to change my life, but I never could have imagined how much. The moment we met, I knew that nothing was ever going to be the same. From that point on, I was giddy with excitement, but I couldn't help but be reminded how unreasonable our romance was. People were quick to remind me that long distance is hard. These were harsh pangs of reality, but I never stopped believing that what we had was different. One of my favorite writers, Victor Hugo, once wrote of love, "It is never stronger than when it is completely unreasonable." Our relationship began unreasonably and against all odds, and here we are. And I know we are stronger because of the things we have endured. And so, from today on, I promise to never stop loving you unreasonably. I promise to never lose my faith in us and to never stop believing despite how unreasonable things may become. I promise to embrace your unreasonable stubbornness and to praise you for accepting my unreasonable collection of pets. Above all, I promise to always be by your side because it's you and I against the unreasonable world.
Don't drop it.
Okay. One in the,
There's no
one
high
in the
fives
chamber,
here.
one here. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. Get it. Okay. Omar.
Which hand is it?
Omar, I'd like you to take Jen's wedding ring and place it on her finger as I ask you some very important questions. Do you, Omar, take Jennifer to be your wife, to cherish in friendship and love for as long as the two of you live, to travel the world with her, to go to bed with her at 8 p.m. every night, to take care of Monty, Shiner, Oliver, Merle Haggard, Patsy Cline, Billie Jean, Penny Lane, and all of the future animals you're going to let her get, to love her faithfully through the best and worst, whatever may come, and if you should ever doubt, to remember your love for each other and the reason why you came together with her this day. Say, I do.
I do.
And Jen, I'd like you to take Omar's wedding ring and place it on his ring finger as I ask you some very important questions. Do you, Jennifer, take Omar to be your husband, to cherish in friendship and love for as long as the two of you live, to travel the world with him, to fill his belly with his favorite foods, to never ever miss a NASCAR race, to love him faithfully through the best and worst, whatever may come, and if you should ever doubt, to remember your love for each other and the reason why you came together with him this day.
I do.
Last chance.
I do.
Woo!
Yes,
And SKC
right.
basketball.
Jen and Omar, you have heard the words about love and marriage. You have exchanged your vows and made your promises and celebrated your union with the giving and receiving of rings. It is at this time that I now pronounce you husband and wife. Omar, you may kiss your beautiful wife.